There's been a lot of chatter lately about how Instagram isn't for photographers, and I really do agree with that. But it doesn't really matter because in the end of the day, Instagram is a very powerful tool for any working photographer that wants to increase their business. I think it's best to think of Instagram as a platform that allows you to post something different than your portfolio. Your portfolio should be your absolute best work, and you can't really show that much work on a portfolio. If you have 1,000 5-star images, it's still not going to be practical. But most likely, if you're posting like 30, 40, 50 images, you're going to have some diminishment in quality at that point for most people. And so you really want to think about just having your best work. But like I said, let's say you have way more images that are all amazing than you can post. Well, why not post them, I guess, is the question. And A, you want it to be somewhat concise. You don't want someone to scroll forever. And B, I think that a very good reason is that it will actually hurt your search engine optimization because you want your website to load pretty quickly. It's not a huge ranking factor, but it is a ranking factor. Rather than flood your portfolio, I recommend using Instagram as an opportunity to show a different kind of work and to also show work in a different way. So maybe you're able to show more variety on Instagram. Maybe people are able to see that, oh, you do shoot kids' birthday parties, but you really didn't want to detract from the corporate work you shoot. Or maybe you want the opportunity to tell more of a story and give your potential clients an exact idea, or not an exact idea, but a better idea of what working with you will be like as far as the product that will be delivered. So if your client or potential client goes to your Instagram account and they see a 10 photo story, they're able to get a better idea of what the quality of your work will actually look like at any given event, especially if you have a lot of events. Alternatively, if you have like 40, 30, 20, whatever great images from one job and you want to share it all, your portfolio is not the place because, like I said, you don't want to have too many images, but also your portfolio shouldn't really be dominated by one job. That shows inexperience, I think. It shows that that's like maybe you only have one job under your belt, or you don't have enough jobs where you have great images from like 30 jobs rather than, great images from 1 or 2 jobs. Next is that those stories I talked about, those collections of images, whatever it's called, I don't even know or care, can kind of seal the deal in a way. So when I get an inquiry, I'm sending a lot of information and I'm really making sure that I'm demonstrating that I am not just a good photographer, but an excellent photographer to work with. And I want to show them that I am a consistent photographer. So I show a lot of sample work. But I have had clients that independently reached out to a bunch of people maybe, but then found their Instagram accounts, dug a bit deeper. And by doing so, they were able to see like a larger amount of images from one job, which again gave them an idea of what the job would actually look like if they hired me. Instagram is also a great way to actually get clients' attention in the first place. I realized this many years ago because I kind of dismissed Instagram because I really focused on the fundamentals. I didn't really think photo credit mattered or any of that because I did a lot of that stuff and I never got jobs initially. And I said, okay, sure. When people would say, oh, I'll credit you, I'm like, okay, great. But I never actually expected much. But things really have changed. And I figured this out by talking to people that found their hairstylist on Instagram, following other women on Instagram or searching hashtags and finding the hairstyle someone really liked that they really liked and then looking into who cut it because everyone's crediting everything. I've actually gained clients that way. And that alone, one client alone made it worth the effort of actually doing the hashtags and just making sure I have a body of work on Instagram. You don't have to go crazy on hashtags. Find out what the main thing people are going to be looking for is and use that hashtag. Another way to think about Instagram is that it's kind of like a business card and you can kind of forego even having a business card. I'm not saying you really should, but Instagram can be one way to kind of exchange information, but it's also a way that you can kind of connect with potential clients that you can't by just referring to them on your website. Getting a follow can be really important, and even if a client isn't going to book you through Instagram, they may still want to be able, you want people to be able to find you if they do search for you. So it's not super important to constantly post, but I think just having an Instagram with some body of work is really important. When I started out as a photographer, I really believed in word of mouth and just basic fundamentals, and I thought social media kind of was a waste. And when people would talk about giving photo credit, I'm like, yeah, okay, great, you know, give me credit, sure. But I didn't really care because I didn't really think it would ever actually lead to any work. You know, I wasn't wrong that basic fundamentals, word of mouth, etc., was going to build a client base, and it did, but at some point you're going to really want to expand, you know, and it is pretty low-hanging fruit. It's not very difficult to do, but for me it was something I kind of focused on something else before I kind of really started looking at other ways to improve my business. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you think, if you're still on Instagram, if you still really think likes matter or followers matter. I really don't care because I don't like social media, but I do like working, and Instagram has gotten me more work, and so I'm pretty happy with it.